All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's the guy who bitches every day. Um, there was someone that I know that I love very much and think the world of, but I suspect she has maybe issues with mental illness. But I love her, but she's a bit out there, and she saw a spider, and that's what this was. And let's just move on. So let's get back to bitching. What was I bitching about? Okay, I forget where I left off. I talked about that already. Beto, Beto, work, beta, yeah, the beta male. Anyways, he wants to take your guns apparently, and look, I'm more worried about or concerned with the general mutilation of children or infants specifically, but really anyone that doesn't consent, children, teenagers, adults, anyone that's not saying yes, you can mutilate my genitals. I'm very concerned with that. I don't support that, and I don't support that. But this is about Beto O'Rourke. But just to say, I'm more concerned with that, and I'm more concerned with things like gay rights and telling people who to marry and saying what people can adopt children and not letting transgender people use the bathroom or play in your local volleyball team, telling transgender people they can't do that, and even vaccinations, because I've seen like South Park support vaccinations, and I have to admit I'm not completely approving of that. I don't know what to think about vaccinations, and I know that even South Park, even at one point, supported circumcision, and I'm sure they still would. But the point is, there's still a heavy ability in this nation not to get on the bandwagon with like progress, and to get on the bandwagon instead of with whatever the conventional thought is. And we'll see where that goes. But um, Beto O'Rourke wants to take your guns, and I think Beto O'Rourke should mind his fucking business. And he says that if they won't surrender them legally, willingly, and I guess he did say something, or supposedly he did say something about a buyback. So at least they'll give you some money because they're going to buy them back. So it's a buyback. But the point is, and let's just get this over as soon as possible. Is I want to relax. I don't not really relax. Just I don't know, do something else. Whatever. I'll probably just, when I get done with here, I'll go on Gab and I'll bitch on there about genital mutilation. And then when I get done with that, I'll bitch somewhere else about genital mutilation. And then I'll go on a porn site and I'll share a porn video I like, and then I'll bitch more about genital mutilation, and then I'll cry, and then I'll sleep. Eventually, at some point, at the end of the day, because that's my life. Anyways, I don't support them taking your guns, and I do have your back about that. Conservatives, just like I have, and just like I have feminists back about ear piercing girls and abortion issues. I have the conservatives back about guns, because I am a liberal and I don't care what stupid agenda you're pushing. I'm not pushing an agenda, and I still support your rights as a human being, and I won't let them steal your rights from you, because I actually do care about you, even if you don't care about me. So there you go. All right, let's get on. But all right, let's get on with this. Here's an interesting thing, and this shows that there is hope for these Republicans and people yet. Alex Jones, I guess, hypothetically asked a question, and this is what he was asking, so don't get too excited. But he said, who would you like rather to see win the Democratic national and I just saw something that said the Trump impeachment strategies crumbles, and I'm glad about that. I agree. I don't want him impeached, and I never said I did. I like Trump. Honestly, I do. Believe me or not, I do. I don't have a thing in the world against the man or against that man. I don't. Or his family. I don't have a problem with him. I think he's better than most of them. But that's not even the point. They did say Tulsi Gabbard should be the presidential candidate, or Democratic presidential candidate or nominee. So that's good. That they want her to be the presidential nominee or the presidential candidate, and that's good. But you have to keep in mind he was asking rather, who do you want to see be the Democratic presidential candidate? So, that I have no idea what's going on. I think I have ghost. Anyways, they're asking, who do you want to see be the presidential candidate? So it doesn't mean that they're supporting a Democrat, but still, the fact that they're asking they're saying that about probably the most liberal person in the election, maybe even more liberal than Sanders, is very good and very inspiring to people like me as a liberal that maybe we'll get a chance one day. But who knows? So let's get on with this. I might hurry this up. Brain check tech, yeah, just like they mutilate your children's genitals, like you let them, or they circumcise your children, just like you let them pierce your little baby girl's ears, and they're screaming and hollering, and you don't give a shit. Well, now they want to put microchip technology or microchips into your children, and that's, of course, also, by the way, I just now thought of that, but that does have to do with the mark of the beast concept in the book of the Revelations, and if you do with the New Testament and the Old Testament, they are a bit different. And it is kind of interesting. It says there will be a mark given that all men must accept, and it'll have the mark of the beast. And it's interesting that now they're talking about, and they are saying that they're going to make head raves and microchipping technology, and they are going to put microchips into your children, and you'll let them, just like you did their pets, just like you let them do that to your pets. And it's just one more step in the dehumanization of man and our dehumanizing process, and the MK Ultra, the mass MK Ultra process that is going on, and it is in progress in this country, where they are totally stealing our humanity and our identity from us, and our individuality, and our state as a man, female, human being, our maleness, our femaleness, our femininity, our masculinity, our peopleness, our humanity. They're stealing that from us, and you're letting them have it, and that's unfortunate, I guess, and it sucks, but that's what you're going to do. Let's see. Bernie, they're bitching about the squad. Alex Jones is bitching about the squad again, of course. And instead of just being happy that Bernie Sanders, who, whether you agree with them or not, we should all at least be able to agree, or at least I would like to see you at least be able to agree that Bernie Sanders is a good man and a good person wanting to do what's best for you, and he cares. He does care, even if you don't. And that's true. Even if you don't care about his ideals, or you don't like his ideals, he wants to help you, and he wants to do what's best for this country. And he just now overcame a massive stroke and a heart attack, and instead of just giving him a little bit of a rile, just to be happy the man's alive, let's attack him, and let's attack Alexandria or Ocasio-Cortez or whatever the fuck. Let's attack Alexandria Cortez and fucking Bernie Sanders and shit on them because you don't agree with them. And I hated the Bush family, and I still do. But I didn't even shit on George W. Bush, or rather George H.W. Bush, until 8 months after he died. And then I started back shitting on him just because he was dead. And also I saw that photo of the dog laying next to his coffin or whatever, and that really made me sad. And I really couldn't do it after that. But it's the same thing with and I understand Sanders isn't an election, and he's not dead yet. So I understand it's not the same, and you can't, whether it's not the same thing, you can't just give him 8 months. I get that, but just a little while, just be happy, or just be glad he's out there and able to protest, or he's out there able to protest. And that shows you Alex Jones is so much like Hillary Clinton, all these other people. They're such bloodthirsty cowards. How in the hell, or rather, how in the hell can you say that? Oh man, there's just went through a heart attack. You have to just shit on this guy. It's disgusting, How can you say that about someone like that? Come fuck on, man. I like Trump, so he's not the best example, but take a politician I don't like. I mean, they deserve a little while before I get back on the damn bandwagon shitting on them. And I'm not talking about Peterson drug ban. I'm talking about a serious thing where he almost died. It's different. That guy never almost died. And also, he was a hypocrite, And finally, there are women caressing a statue of Baphomet. And of course, Baphomet is the gorgeous, goat-headed statue, so long associated with Satan by Eliot, that was essentially called the goat of Medes, illustrated by Elias Levy, so long associated, or Elias Levi, or whatever the hell you want to call him, so long associated with Satan, by the way, that, by the way, had an enormous cock. I'm joking, but he was an androgynous statue having male genitalia and female breast, and he was also a balance, or he also rather represented a balance between man and nature and man and beast. We're all one. We all go around this cosmic circle, and we're all part of the universe, and we're all one another, experiencing each other from different points of attention, and we're all the same. And it says so below and so above and so below, and heaven will come to earth, and it's beautiful, and there's so much cosmic and psychedelic and stuff type energy in that, or rather imagery in that energy. There's an energy to it. And then, of course, you have the syllable Baphomet and the important inverted pentagram by the Church of Satan that's representing the Church of Satan. And, Samuel, Lilith, and it's beautiful, But he's shitting on that too, Alex Jones, because Alex Jones has a certain amount of intelligence and ability to accept information, and then he just closes himself off, and he won't hear anyone else. He won't hear anymore. But I think it's beautiful. I think and I would like to see women once again caress men that way, and not me. I mean, like, I'm not talking about my fucking self. I don't think. Well, you're just saying that with your guy. No, bullshit. Same thing for circumcision. It's got nothing to do with me. Like, I don't give a fuck about myself. I gave up on myself a long time ago in my life and everything else. But I'm just saying, I'm just talking about. I would like to see, like, if you ever look at like a lot of the even like I like grunge music, but like the metal bands from the 80s, especially like Axl Rose, that guy was gorgeous and he looked very androgynous, and I would like to see that return. And that's all. Just P666.